So I got some time. So let's chop it up. Let's talk renovations. Let's talk fix and flips. Let's talk little intricate details about projects. So, okay, we starting a full renovation. I'm going to talk from a GC perspective because that's how I orchestrate my projects anyway, too. Even if I'm an investor, I still operate as a GC because that's who running the project. The investor not running the project, the GC running the project. You feel me? Or that's how it should be. In Detroit, a lot of people try to be their own GCs. It worked for some people. It don't work for most people. But really, you should be passing off the roles and responsibilities to the GC, letting them do their thing. So first step first, we want to secure the property. We want to make sure utilities is on. We need some heat, water, and light. If we don't got the heat, at least have the electrical on so we could plug in heaters or the propane tanks, the propane heaters, especially in the winter. You know, a dummy furnace. So in Detroit, I call it the Detroit tax. It's stuff that we got to worry about that you wouldn't normally have to worry about, like not being able to have a furnace on the property because somebody might come steal it. You know, we shouldn't have to deal with this type of stuff. We should have heat on the property when we work, and it should be a consistent temperature, you know, through the night to allow everything to cure properly. So we're going to get the utilities on. We're going to make sure it's heat, water, light. Then we're going to make sure that the property is secured. You know, all the windows is closed in, the doors is closed in. Maybe putting a 2x4 behind the back door, side door, so people only really using the front door. Make sure we got floodlights. Make sure we got security on the windows. That way, if somebody do get in, they only got a short period of time to get away with something. We air tagging the furnaces, the hot water tanks, you know, all the shit people could steal. Once we do that, I put lock boxes on the property. I only work with a small circle of people, so I use the same people on every project. That when you hire a real GC, that's the whole point of having a GC. They come with people that they have been doing work with continuously. So over these last 4 years, I've been doing this since I was 16. I've been in like corporate for 10 years doing, you know, multi-million-dollar projects, but only on the project management side. These last 4 years is when I started my company, and I just am going through, you know, like the trial and error of the crews, getting my list of subcontractors down. I was employing like 90% black people only. That kind of cost me. Kind of trying to help friends and families and old teammates and stuff, trying to bring them into what I know is a lucrative business. So I have changed that. You know, I've started to hire only more just the best of the best, you know, no matter the race, no matter if I know them, don't know them. I only got the best of the best on my team right now, and everything is going really smoothly. So we got a light box on the property. I usually play the project manager role as well if we have under like 5 or under projects. But once we get to around 10, I'll have my project managers, you know, so they'll be in charge of dropping in on the site, checking progress. You know, they don't need to be there every day. At the beginning, you might want to be there every day just to make sure the project gets off to a great start. That's normally what I do. I usually take over prepping the site, lock box, you know, if it's hardwood floors we need to cover, cleaning the house out, just making it simple and down packed for whoever's going to be coming to the project. I like to keep my sites clean. I like people who clean up at the end of every day. We shouldn't come in there and it's disaster. If we doing exterior, you know, clean up as you go. Keep a dumpster on site. That way people can always be putting trash in the dumpster. Try to keep stuff in order. You know, materials. I'll take materials upstairs, put it in the closet or put it in the basement. You know, thieves are lazy, so sometimes they won't, you know, go that extra step. But if you leave it on the main level, they're going to come and try to take your stuff. So really I do a lot of planning ahead of time. That's what really allows for the project to go well. So having a schedule for the week, break down the week into the day, or have the whole project, break that down into weeks, break it up into phases, break it up into days. So every week we have specific things that we want to get done for the week. And then every day we have things that we want to get done for the day to get done for the week. And these things line up with the draws. Draws is like, if the project is 100,000, we're gonna break it up into 4 draws, like 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, and maybe split the last one up. You usually want to do 10% retainage. That's on the general contractor side. Now, some investors, they might want more retainage, and it just all depends on relationship. I don't care if an investor gave me 100% of the funds, or we broke it up into draws. The draws is more so for them to feel comfortable. But really, the more money you have to deploy, the faster you can get the project done. As long as you have, the right labor knocking out the work. So now that's not a concern for me anymore. So I have a lot of confidence when I do get these large deposits and sums from clients just to knock it out. So you want to have a weekly, you want to have the full project schedule. Then you want to break that down into the weekly. Then you want to break that down into the daily. And then you want to only be hiring the specific trades to do what they do. Have you a drywall guy, have you a tile guy, have you painters, have you flooring crew. That's how I got multiple trades in there. They not in each other's way. We're going to communicate. If somebody working in the morning or afternoon, maybe somebody working in the evening, that way we not bumping into each other. Materials and material delivery is huge. It's something that's really, really not always talked about. It's huge. Having the materials on site and the right materials, so these guys aren't wasting their day in the Home Depot line. I go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Floor and Decor, or whatever store, 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't wait in any lines. I don't have to be in Home Depot for hours. I have stuff on site before the people get there to work. That is a major key. You want to have everything on site before people come to start working for the day. You can either do that early in the morning or you can do that the night before. But either way, you want it there before people are on site. That's the wife. I'm giving them tips and everything about the project. So this is part 1. So this we're gonna call this just prepping the site, setting things up for success. So this is part 1. This is part 1 of the renovation process, and that's prepping the site, signing the contracts, setting the draws. And really before that, as a general contractor, we'll be on the estimating part. You got to do the estimate. You got to walk the site, get the scope of work, get the bid out to the client. Once the client accepts, then we sign the contracts. Now we're prepping the site. The first week, if it's a full renovation, that really should be planning. A lot should go into the planning. First week should be planning of what you're gonna do. Demo, clean out, get everything out the way, and then make a very solid plan. Line up your trades, let them know what's coming, get their bids. At this point, I'm so locked in that I already kind of know what the bids will be. This helps me as an investor too. When I'm walking properties, I don't have to call 5, 6, 7, 8 people. I'm the person who makes the estimates already, so it just speeds up the process so much. I'm pretty accurate with doing comps and ARVs, but I just double check with my realtors and appraisers. Shout out to Jessica, shout out to Mac, the people that I've been messing with, been getting money with. We got a relationship that's a little bit deeper than just real estate. I call them, we friends, we associates. Same thing with Malik, same thing with us, same thing with Darian, same thing with a lot of people that I do a lot of work with. Our relationship is more than just I'm hiring you for a job. So that's what makes it, that's why you hire somebody like me, or you hire a real GC, because we have real relationships with these people, and we're able to get stuff done faster than if just a random person calls. They're gonna pick up the phone for me faster than they're gonna pick up the phone for you. So this is part 1. If you enjoyed, if you learned something, let's get ready for part 2. Part 2 will be